There's once again major updates to the CM Punk and WWE situation, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Ava Raine, the Bloodline, and more. Let's start things off with the latest on CM Punk and his rumored WWE return. Punk's name has been trending for a few weeks now, as fans continue to grow suspicious that WWE was teasing his return. There's been so many CM Punk related references and Easter eggs on WWE television in the last few weeks that truly made fans believe that this return was here and happening. Even with the October 9th edition of Raw, there was still another CM Punk reference. While fighting on the entrance stage, Nakamura hit Ricochet with the GTS during that fight, which continued the recent theme of CM Punk Easter eggs and references being made on WWE television. So everyone thought that this was still the direction everything was headed. But new reports came out that took this entire situation in the opposite direction. After previous reports claimed that Punk and WWE were in talks regarding a return, new reports claim that CM Punk and WWE were never in any talks at all, and how fans shouldn't expect to see Punk at Survivor Series no matter what. So just a complete 180 to the last few weeks of reports that have been coming out. It went from both sides being in talks to it now being reported that there were never in talks. So whenever there's big conflicting reports like this, it's hard to believe which one is truthful. But that's where the reports all currently stand. Everything went from them allegedly being deep in talks to it now being reported that there were never any sort of talks and not to expect CM Punk at Survivor Series. As far as the reason behind why so many CM Punk references have been made on WWE television if they're not in talks, the main answer from reports is that it's just unscripted coincidences. It'll definitely be a situation to monitor in the coming weeks to see if anything changes there. Paul Heyman recently paid a visit to NXT to stand in Braun Breaker's corner for his big main event match against Carmelo Hayes. But as usual for when it comes to Bloodline related matters, you always gotta look deeper and see if they have any alternative agenda going on. Paul Heyman was there for Braun, but what was the deeper reasoning for his NXT appearance? Well, it appears like WWE themselves gave us that answer, or at least hinted at it in a major way. The NXT Anonymous account posted a clip sneaking around backstage, and they spotted Paul Heyman talking to Ava Raine, daughter of The Rock, backstage. Now, since the individual was outside the room when they recorded this clip, we can't hear what Heyman is saying to Ava. But Heyman's gestures give away some major hints at what was being discussed. While talking to Ava, Paul Heyman points his finger to the back of his phone case that has the Bloodline's logo on it, instantly giving the audience the impression that Paul Heyman is discussing Bloodline-related matters with Ava Raine and trying to possibly recruit her to the family faction. It's a very intriguing moment and brings back up one of the oldest Bloodline fan theories. And that's the idea of the group adding a woman to the faction. Not just any woman, but an actual family member that's connected to the Bloodline. Now, originally, fans thought that Naomi, Nia Jax, and Tamina would be some of the fitting family-connected women to join the Bloodline. But Ava Raine is also a great fit because she's directly connected to the family as well. It's not a secret at all that Ava is The Rock's daughter, which instantly gives her direct family ties to Roman, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa. Ava does already have some experience being in factions, but obviously none as successful as the Bloodline, and it would be a normal fit for her since she is their family after all. And at this point, approaching year 4 of the Bloodline's true existence as a faction, Roman and Heyman are experts at keeping things running. It started with getting Jay in line, then Jimmy came along, and then they scooped up Solo Sikoa from NXT. And maybe Roman and Heyman are now looking for some more depth to the faction, and they realized that having a family member right there sitting in NXT that's all by herself. So it's possible that Roman's true goal is sending Heyman to NXT wasn't to manage Braun, but to engage in some words to Ava to see where she stands about joining the Bloodline. And it's also interesting because you have to wonder if Roman could possibly be trying to recruit Ava as a way to get The Rock's attention or get under his skin. For being an all-time legend and a family man, The Rock hasn't cared much for what Roman Reigns has been doing to the family and the control he has over them. So it'll be interesting to see if The Rock would start caring about what's going on about the Bloodline if his own daughter starts getting recruited and brainwashed by Roman Reigns. Maybe that's close enough home to catch The Rock's attention and make him decide to put an end to what Roman is doing. But it's extremely interesting. Fans have been waiting a long time to see a woman in the Bloodline, and Ava Raine would be the perfect fit if they decide to go in that direction. They definitely teased it hard there with that backstage NXT moment, so it appears to be safe to say that they're at least considering it. Everyone is aware that the Judgment Day is one of the hottest acts going on right now in the WWE. But they got off to quite a shaky start with the beginning of their run together as a faction. The group was originally created by Edge and Damian Priest and had an almost supernatural feel to it. The both of them were teleporting in and out of the ring and even attacking people backstage by appearing out of nowhere. Then Rhea Ripley came along into the group, and then only a few weeks later, Edge was gone and kicked out of the group. Well, during a recent appearance on Talk Is Jericho, Adam Copeland gave the full explanation to what was originally supposed to happen with the Judgment Day. He had this to say, quote, "When we were doing the Judgment Day, the plan was that Balor joins, and about a year later, they all turn on me. Well, then I got to Hell in a Cell, and it was like, no, we're changing everything, and we're speeding up that year-long process. And he's joining tomorrow and turning tomorrow. And it was just starting to find some legs, but it was going to be swimming upstream with me in it. It really was. I started to have that realization. It's like, I don't think they're going to get where they need to get with me in this thing. People know the real story, and that was an instance where I did try and flip everything, change it all overnight, cut my hair off, change the music, and start coming out in suits. I tried changing everything, and I realized at this stage, it's not what they want, at least for me. They wanted to be able to cheer for this guy that they didn't get for 9 years." End quote. So it appears that Finn Balor was always set to join the group, but they were going to last one strong year together as a 4-person faction until they all turned on Edge after that. But they skipped over that 1-year period because the general feeling was that the fans didn't want to boo Edge. They wanted to cheer for this man who overcame a career-ending injury. So that's why they sped up the process of Edge being kicked out. There was also rumors back then that they sped up Edge's removal from the group because Cody had just gone down with his torn pec around the same time, and they needed a top babyface on Raw. So maybe that all played a role in why we didn't get to see Edge truly lead the Judgment Day, but he was supposed to have at least 1 year with the group. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.